I'm new to the group. Sorry, I have this habit of smiling all the time. It's actually thanks to the journal. I used to keep a very straight face before. This is actually before I met Shailen. He was actually introduced to me by my brother who lives in the UK. And when I met Shailen, he introduced me to the journal and he said, you know what, Meera, at that moment when I did meet him, I was actually in a bit of a very, very dark spot. And I actually really needed to badly to come out of it. I think my life was in like a downward spiral, and the only way to get up was to help myself. One of the things that we do forget a lot of the times is before we start helping other people or before we start loving other people, we need to love ourselves first. And this was something I'd absolutely forgotten. And actually, Shailen, by introducing me to the journal, really helped me look inside myself, because that is very, very important. And this actually made me realize that there was something, that there was a piece, there was a piece that was missing from me, and that was loving myself, which is very, very important. Self-love, if you don't have self-love in you and you don't love yourself, nothing works out otherwise. You can't love other people, you can't, if you're not kind to yourself, you can't be kind to other people. If you're not compassionate to yourself, you cannot be compassionate to other people. So it's very, very important first to start loving yourself and accepting yourself for who you are. For me, it was very, very hard initially when it came to saying what I'm grateful for. Because everything was, for me, was, no, you know, I'm not grateful for this, I'm not grateful for that, I'm not, you know, what is there in my life that I should be grateful for? These are the questions I used to ask myself. These were all very, very negative questions. And then I actually sat down with myself and talked to myself and said, you know what, there must be one small thing you must be grateful for. Whatever it is, maybe it's the tiny ants or the flowers in the garden or the trees or the birds. There must be something I must be grateful for. And this actually helped me look inside myself and do a lot of soul searching. And that is when the answers started coming up. Initially, it was very, very difficult to answer these questions, but once I started looking inside myself for these answers, it was absolutely brilliant, because the answers just kept on flowing out like water in a tap. You don't need to think, because you start appreciating every little single thing in your life. It could be a tiny ant with another tiny ant. They're both together fighting away, or there's a bird on top of another bird and is chirping away and pecking at the other bird. You know, little things in life, like walking on the grass is one of the best things that I also do now. Like together with writing the journal, this is one of the things, is connecting with nature. And it's like, after listening to people today, I mean, the other thing, what would make today great? Yeah, that's the second thing. It's all about manifesting how your day would go. How would I want my day to go? It's like using a visualization board and manifesting, oh, this is how I would like my day to go. It would be meeting a number of happy people, sharing jokes with happy people, or smiling away and bringing happiness to other people. It could be anything, you know, something really small. And, you know, when you write all these things, naturally they start manifesting, because you're actually attracting that from the universe. So you have to have a belief that whatever you do write in your journal in a positive way will attract that positivity back to you, and that is exactly what's going to happen. 2 years down the line, daily affirmations have now become like a piece of cake for me, because I don't even have to think. It just comes. I'm this, I'm that, you know, I'm lovable, I'm happy, I'm joyous, you know, all the positive things just keep on flowing like a tap. In the beginning, it was quite hard because the other thing was I never used to love myself enough. If you don't love yourself enough, things don't come out easily. And whatever you're feeling, like I was actually feeling like I was trapped in a small box. I've been shut in a small box. I didn't have space to move around. I didn't have space to be myself. Once I freed myself out of the box, it was quite a challenge because it was literally fighting with myself to become who I really am. A lot of questions that I used to like ask myself is, who am I? Yeah, what is my purpose in this life? What do I want to become? And what do I want to give this world? These were the 4 questions I kept on asking myself every single day. And that's the reason why today, thanks to Shailene for introducing me to the gratitude journal, every single day I have something different to write. It's like a never-ending thing. You know, it never ends. Yes, I do have a perfect day. Sometimes it's 10 out of 10. But I also, the other thing is there's always something new that I learn because you're always adapting and changing and becoming a better version of yourself. So I think, I mean, until the day, that's the last day of my breath, I don't think I'm going to keep on evolving and become a better version of myself. There'll always be something that I will learn every single day of my life. Today, the most important thing that is to me is to be able to uplift other people in their lives. And actually, I'm doing voluntary service for a cancer support association in Nairobi, where I am coaching cancer patients on a voluntary basis. And thanks to Shailene, honestly speaking, after 1.5 years, I have a stage 4 patient, a 17-year-old teenager who had given up on his life and was ready to take his own life. After 8 months of counseling, today the same boy who had absolutely no sensation from waist downwards, today is walking. He's got a second life. He's walking. He's going to be giving his final exams, and you know, I think this is the best present I've ever received, is to be able to uplift somebody's life. And especially for cancer patients, sometimes we have no idea what they go through. We can't even imagine. Honestly speaking, we can't imagine what they're going through. When you listen to these guys, it really makes you appreciate all the little things you have in your life. And especially being able to wake up every morning, breathe, have a healthy body, you know, being able to walk, being able to use your arms, being able to use each and every part of your body. These guys go through so much of pain, and sometimes when you see them, you think, you know what, every morning when I wake up, I should actually thank God that I'm alive. So in these 2 years, honestly, I've changed. I have changed like to 360 degrees. This wasn't me. Shailene, I think you can tell them what you have noticed, because these are things that I've heard from other people, something I've noticed in myself as well. But it's been the most amazing 2 years because the journal is not the only thing that I do, but it was the first thing that I started with.